Hey, this is Karen Hertz, Chief Brewista and founder of Holidaily Brewing Company. We are the leader and obvious choice for gluten-free beer in the US, and part of that is having draft available to consumers in your territory. So let's talk about draft.
There's a few things that I look for when I am looking out at accounts for what might make a good Holidaily Draft account. The first thing is look at the menu. Do they have gluten-free items available to customers? Even if it's just a gluten-free burger bun, that is enough to get the conversation started on why they should also have a gluten-free beer. Ideally, they'll have multiple gluten-free callouts on the menu. That means that they're already conscious enough to offer gluten-free items, and that is why they should also be offering an amazing gluten-free beer. The second thing I look out for is how many draft lines do they have. If they have 10 or more, that is an ideal account to be talking about putting our beer on draft. It gives them enough lines to cover their bases in terms of styles, but also gives them enough flexibility to have room to put a gluten-free beer on draft. Take a look at their drink menu. Do they already offer a cider, any seltzers? Those are all gluten-free products. Adding a certified 100% gluten-free beer continues to add to their selection for those gluten-free customers. It keeps customers coming back. It shows that there are many options for them for whatever mood they're in. But adding a completely gluten-free beer only strengthens the retention for those gluten-free customers. All right, you have an account that is bringing in their first keg of Holidaily beer. There's a few steps that you're going to want to take with that account to make sure that our beer is put on safely. Like most beers, when a line kicks, that next beer is immediately hooked up, the line might be flushed out, and then that next beer is pouring. With a completely gluten-free beer, there's an extra step to ensure the safety of those gluten-free consumers. And that is one, once a line has kicked the previous beer, before you hook up a Holidaily keg, be sure that that line is first cleaned to the Brewers Association standards with a 2% caustic cleaning, which is standard for most line cleanings. At that point, our keg can be hooked up to that line and our beer can be pouring. Otherwise, you do run the risk of cross-contamination, gluten still being in that line, and causing a very bad day for a gluten-free customer. Ensuring that the line is clean before our beer is hooked up will make sure that everyone is having a good time and enjoying a cold beer.
The most important part of selling Holidaily on draft is making sure that the staff is educated about its gluten-free properties, and this includes the buyer. We don't want anyone going into that cooler and tapping another keg and then going back to Holidaily to risk that cross-contamination. The second most important part about getting a gluten-free beer into an account is visibility, making sure that the menu callouts are clear and have the GF gluten-free symbol on them, as well as having as much POS in the account as possible. This includes tags hanging from your tap handles or really anything that can get across to that customer that they have a 100% gluten-free product available for them to try.
You might see some of these kegs in your market. These are our single-use kegs. They are amazing for a whole bunch of reasons. One, like we said, they are single-use. They are 100% recyclable. They clear up space in your walk-in cooler, and they prevent cross-contamination. And they use standard American couplers.
Now you know how to successfully sell Holidaily Draft in your accounts. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. Let's do this. Cheers.
Cheers!